All right, folks, it's game day in Washington. Kind of drizzly, chilly outside, so we decided to do it in the hotel room. Injury updates, I think that's a big part. I mean, both teams with only 2 wins looking for the next win, looking at each other, as I always say, is fresh meat, a chance to get a win. On the Toronto side, Reggie Evans not at shoot-around today. Saw John Wall walking around with crutches and in a boot, although the crutches were barely supporting him. It was more the walking boot. And Jianlian has a hyperextended knee, so it looks like Gilbert Arenas will be back for the first time in a while in the starting lineup tonight. Regardless, so both of these teams looking at it as a must-win situation.
Well, no update really yet on Linas Kleiza. The update is he actually did take part in the workout and was out on the floor this morning, but he'll be probably a game-time decision. And Jonesy, I would think that's probably the case with Reggie Evans as well, and that even though he didn't take part in shoot-around, is there a chance? He's been dealing with the flu for, about 3 days now?
Yeah.
Maybe it's cleared the system by now well enough to get him to play. That was the situation with David Anderson as well, where he got back out on the floor and was able to play against the Heat. So if it's the same kind of incubation period, I suppose, for the virus, maybe Reggie's back out there, and hopefully that's good news with Kleiza as well. But again, both of those are game-time decisions. But you mentioned John Wall, and while I'd personally like to see him play, we're going to have opportunities to see him play again this year. And so for tonight, all right, if it means that the Raptors have a bit of an advantage in trying to get that monkey off their back and maybe pick up their second road win of the season, I think most Raptor fans would say, all right, I'll take the trade-off. I'd rather have a win.
Yeah, first of 4 meetings between the 2 teams tonight, and it was interesting kind of sitting around and chatting about Michael Vick's performance last night.
And we saw it.
And we were at the game, and how terrific he was. Jay Triano laughed and kind of said, yeah, it looks like that John Wall tape I've been watching where the guy is so quick and so fast. And without Wall tonight, the Raptors might have a chance. Now, that doesn't mean that Gilbert Arenas is any slouch. For the first time since December of 08 or 09, Arenas had 7 threes in a game. He scored 30 points against Chicago, and he got a chance to run with the starters. So Flip Saunders still has a guy. And that's a pretty experienced backcourt when you think about it, with Gilbert Arenas playing with Kirk Heinrich, a couple guys that know the ropes around the NBA. So, the Wizards, like the Raptors, like to get out and run. They're one of the top 5 fast-breaking teams. So we could see, even without John Wall tonight, a pretty up-and-down game.
Well, it's the first start of the season tonight for Gilbert Arenas in place of John Wall, so I'm sure that'll mean a little bit extra for him as well. And if you're the Raptors, hopefully you see that Gilbert Arenas is maybe trying to do too much. Maybe he tries to play out of the team concept a little bit and tries to do a little bit too much on his own. And we'll see. That to me would say a lot about Gilbert as a person, as a player, if he's coming in and still accepting the team concept and not saying, okay, I'm not in the shadow of the top pick anymore. I've got a chance to shine here and prove myself again. Because here's a guy that, much like Vic, now listen, I don't want to make total weird, ridiculous comparisons, but here's a guy, Jonesy, a lot of baggage in the closet.
Yes,
he's been a problem child for his team.
Absolutely.
And can he put his stuff together and put all those ghosts behind him and prove that he can be a model citizen and a model teammate and be a model player for the league going forward? Because that would actually improve his stock for himself, let alone for the Wizards if they were ever looking to deal him and maybe unload that contract.
Yeah. Eric, you talk about guys kind of picking it up and playing better. Sonny Weems sitting on a career high of sorts, in a sense that he has had double figures in his last 4 games, shooting close to 63%, and DeMar DeRozan coming off back-to-back 20-point games in Miami and Orlando, where he's shooting 60%. So the young ones, the guys out on the wings, it's going to be a nice matchup to watch them tonight, especially guarding some of the backcourt people from Washington.
And it will be interesting to see what Jay Triano does with the starting lineup as well, based on how well Sonny Weems has played with DeRozan. And if Kleiza is available to go, does he stick with Sonny Weems, who's been playing well, or does he go back to the starting unit that he had for most of the preseason and thus far all the regular season before Kleiza got hurt, with Kleiza in there?
Yeah, interesting dilemma for Jay, and you wonder if Kleiza warms up and he is able to go. If you don't let him just keep going and see what you can get from him, because if you don't get anything, you can always throw Sonny in there. But the flip side of that is, if you get off to a poor start, are you in the hole and trailing and trying to fight your way back? So we'll just have to see how it unfolds come game time.
That's pretty much it. We've got our lunch date with Barack Obama. We're going to go ahead to the White House right now and hook up with the big man.
Yeah, shoot some hoops with him, hang out, talk world politics. We'll see you game time, folks, 7 o'clock.